Hi, I'm Nolan Samick. I'm going to debate on gun control. I'm against major gun control because the United States was built on our founding fathers' words in the Constitution for over 200 years now. The Constitution has withheld the test of time, and we still hold that as our highest law of the land. Um, I also believe that I'm against it because taking away legal law-abiding citizens' guns, um, and there's less protection without law-abiding citizens. There's multiple stories that you can Google and research about law-abiding citizens protecting and upholding the laws. Um, there's also the right to protect yourself from a tyrannical government, and that's actually what's stated in the Constitution. I believe it is the Second Amendment is written as a well regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, starting on the first subject, the Founding Fathers' wisdom, it took them almost 6 months to draft the Constitution. It was some of the smartest brains that the United States has ever put together. Um, and you can tell that it's worked because there's only been 27 amendments to it over 200 and I want to say almost 250 years now. Um, the only thing that, or the important thing that they wrote in there is the Second Amendment, obviously, because they felt protection. They felt they needed protection from a tyrannical government because they had just got done um, getting away from Great Britain, and they did not want that circumstance to ever happen again. I guess the most important thing in history is to not repeat it. Um, and then they stated that the militia must be well regulated. And for that, gun control would not work because with the firepower and resources that the U.S. government has, um, anything less than what we already have right now would not be a well regulated militia. We would not be able to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. Lawful gun owners, I feel really strongly on this one because obviously living here in Texas, there are many um, gun owners, gun carriers throughout the state. Um, I feel strongly that lawful gun owners protect themselves whenever police cannot show up or are unable to. Um, Another thing is protecting others in harmful situations. There's a story about a man here in Texas who uh, actually saved a church shooting in Fort Worth that just happened, I think, this past year. But there was a church service going on, and that law abiding and caring man saved everybody in the church before there could be too much harm done. Um, and without gun owners, there's a lot more violence that is bound to happen. Obviously, from reading multiple stories about uh, uh, gun owners saving other people from harm. Obviously, without them there, that action would still be taking place and there would be more lives lost. Protection, self protection, and protection of others. This kind of goes hand in hand with the last slide. Founders protected themselves from Great Britain and afford us the same right. That goes back to the Constitution as well. You can never let your government get more power than what you're allowing them because since we are a representative democracy, um, we give them the power that they are allowed to have. And once we give them the power to have power over us, that's when problems start to happen. Self protection when law cannot. Obviously, the police will always try and get there as fast as they can, but certain circumstances require immediate attention. Um, like I was saying on the last slide, there's multiple stories about people saving lives and saving others when police cannot immediately be on the scene. And then self protection from others. Obviously, everybody is not smart with a gun. There's a lot of criminals out there who use them. So if you are in a situation where you need to be protected, I would always trust myself to protect myself instead of put my hands in the lives of somebody else. Here's an excerpt from a letter from a Birmingham jail. Isn't negotiation a better path? You are quite right in calling for negotiation. Indeed, this is the very purpose of a direct action. Nonviolent direct action seeks to create such a crisis and foster such a tension that a community which has constantly refused to negotiate is forced to confront the issue. I feel strongly that this is a position that we are in today with current gun laws. We must confront the issue and have everybody understand its importance. This is a very important issue. And a lot of today's tension can be used to come to an agreement over this. We can use it to educate people and show them that without gun law or without gun rights, that there would be a lot more problems to be had. Regulations. I feel like a good meet in the middle deal would work. Obviously, you're not going to be able to own a nuclear bomb at your house or something like that, but there's a big controversy on AR-15s right now. Supposedly they're able of mass murder, but so is a pistol or a shotgun. I mean, anything can be used to create mass murder. But that goes back to having a well-regulated militia and having equal firepower as the government if things ever did get out of hand. Better background checks and more diversity. I've heard a lot of people call for that, and I do believe that would help. Sometimes it may seem too easy, but there are already extensive background checks that you have to go through. Maybe a waiting period. Like I know California has a 10-day waiting period. You have to go through a background check, and then once you get cleared, you have to wait 10 days before you can get your gun. Here in Texas, you actually have to just complete the background check, and you can walk out of it same day. Walk out of the store with it in the same day. I also feel like state-by-state regulations work. I don't think it would be fair for one Supreme Court ruling to decide everything for the whole nation. They've been working. I know California, Texas, Arizona, every single state has different gun laws, and it's been working. And then there's a quote up here by Debbie Lesko. I actually really liked it. She said, "Do you know who follows the laws? Law-abiding people follow the laws. Who doesn't follow the laws? Criminals do not follow the laws. So although well-intentioned, often laws are unenforceable, and criminals just do not follow them." I liked that a lot because obviously criminals are going to be criminals, and if they're going to do something, whether it's right or not, they're still going to do it. So some laws might not stop crime, but a person with a gun sure would. State rights. Just as it is now today, states should reserve the right to decide their own gun laws. They should learn from each other. A few big states should not decide the law for all others. I'm a big fan of states' rights because obviously one person couldn't decide the law of the land for everybody. If you don't like it, move. And then here's a rebuttal. Although it may seem like if we restrict gun laws, there will be less of them to commit crimes. With that, it is actually false. Whoever has a gun without the government permission will be committing a felony, and that will obviously have the crime rate rise and offer less law-abiding citizens to possess guns and uphold laws whenever police cannot. Gun control laws can be good as well. Protection is more than having a gun. It is also being smart and qualified to own one. Restricting guns will not be as rewarding as having the right to bear arms. Gun control laws, more background checks, or more extensive at least, and just looking more into the person before they can buy one. In conclusion, giving the government the right to take away guns is a mistake. It is our right to own them. If you feel uncomfortable owning one, do not. It is not a requirement, just a right. And once you give the government power to take away one right, they will try with others. We need to come together and figure out a way to make everyone understand the importance of owning and having the right to own a gun.